Yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah. All right. We are live on YouTube. We are live on YouTube. How's everyone doing today? How are you all doing? Welcome to episode number 864 of Walking with Purpose Live. Navigating the Modern World with Eli, the Walking with Purpose Live edition, live today from the San Francisco Bay Trail here at Bear Island. I made it to Bear Island today. It's about 65, 66 degrees, and it's going to feel a little cooler on the trail, so I put my jacket on. It's starting to chill out, even though the sun is out. And it is a gorgeous day. It's a little nifty, so I got the jacket on, and I'm out and about. Another walk with purpose, like I said. And we've got a lot of great stuff to talk about today. There's a lot of interesting stuff to talk about today. Oh, yeah. We're going to be talking a little bit about Mr. RJ Sandifer. Some great updates, or interesting updates, regarding Mr. RJ Sandifer. We're going to be talking about making amends with people, including RJ Sandifer. And we're also going to be talking about some community news. I was debating on whether I wanted to discuss this or not, but I do want to discuss it because it's very important. It's very important because I've received some information from behind the scenes from multiple sources because I just don't trust just one source, because sometimes, people will email you on sock accounts and lead you to believe something is happening just so you talk about it publicly, and then they make a fool out of you and say, oh, Eli will believe any sock account that emails him, right? But no, I've got some information I'm going to share today that I've actually verified through know a lot about things that I've been involving myself, and are a part of some groups that I'm not a part of. So they have, I guess, what you call the inside scoop, right? And I don't want to make this about drama today. I want to mention this because I feel it's very important for people to truly understand, what grifting is and what some creators will do, and the level that they'll take their grifting to get you to donate to them. And I'm probably going to call a few people out. I'm not mad, and I'm not here to be disrespectful. I'm just here to say you should have known better, or you knew better during the time where you made certain decisions, but you chose to still make those decisions, and now you're eating your words, right? Well, for some of you, you would have eaten your words, but due to circumstances being different during that time, you ended up not donating to the grifter. But if circumstances were different, you were going to donate to the grifter to make certain things possible that would not have been possible otherwise. Now, of course, these are my opinions. I'm not stating these as facts. I'm stating this as my opinions because some people have been threatening to file fraudulent lawsuits against me for slander and defamation of character and all that yada 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 yada, right? And they're trying to lead their audience to believe that they're going to sue me because the same person frivolously sued me last year, intentionally stole my business name as a trolling technique on YouTube, right? Now, again, I wasn't going to talk about this, but there's some new information that I've received and verified through multiple people. So if you're one of several people that's been sending me information, and some of you that have been sending me information are unverified, and others of you are verified, I actually know who you are. There are some people sending me information, and I don't know exactly who you are, but others, I do know who you are. So I trust that your information is true. And when your information matches up with other unverified people, it starts to get really interesting. Starts to get really interesting. Give me a second, I'll be right back. So it's all good. Sorry, it just took me a few to respond. I'm going to wait for some more people to pop back in. I'm going to wait till we get about 30 viewers in here. And then I'm going to get into, what I need to get into here. And what I'm going to share today. And this is an important lesson for, everyone to learn. And even to the people that I know feel slighted and feel taken advantage of, I'm not here to bash you, or I'm not here to try to criticize you, but I will say you knew better. Everything that you folks have done in the past regarding things involving me, right? Regarding paying people or offering to pay people money to do things to me, you already knew what you were getting yourself into. And if you feel slighted now that the person that you've given money to, or people you've given money to, that initially said that they were going to use that money for certain things, but just said that because it incites you to open up your pocketbook quicker, and then they change their mind and, keep the money and not do with the money what they said they were going to do. I mean, you should all know better. You should all by now understand what a grifter is, or what a shill is, right? Now I'm going to get back to this. I'm going to get back to this first part of the show here in just a little bit, but first, I want to mention a few words, or more than a few words, about RJ Sandifer, and update you folks on some things regarding RJ. If you're new here, you probably don't know who RJ is, obviously. RJ Sandifer is a blind and autistic YouTuber with Asperger's, a form of autism. I've known him for probably about 6 years now, almost 6 years. And him and I have created content before. We've done many live streams in the past. on my channels and his channels. And him and I have always had amazing banter, and we sound good on the air together. It's like a podcast, which is what they call it nowadays, or it's like a radio show, like a real sounding radio show is the best way to put it. Well, I can promise you this right now. I will not be mentioning any of what I need to mention until we get 40 viewers here. So anyone that's rebroadcasting this can wait around all you want. You know, I know when the numbers are around 22, someone's restreaming. I also checked while I was on break, and there isn't a public restream. So is there an unlisted restream by the woman threatening to sue me, or at least lead her audience to believe that she's going to sue me as part of her grift? That's my opinion, ma'am. My opinion is that you're grifting, leading people to believe, in my opinion, this is my opinion, I'm entitled to it, and it's not slander to have an opinion, as long as you stated this one. My opinion is that you're grifting and you're leading your people to believe you're going to sue me for slander, which is a big joke, because you're the slander queen, in my opinion, ma'am. You slander people more than anyone, in my opinion, ma'am. So you want to lead people to believe, in my opinion, that you're going to sue me, so you're inciting or grifting donations, and then in turn you're not going to go through it, because the bottom line is, number one, you have no suit. Number two, it's going to cost you a hell of a lot of money, and you're not going to make enough money to pay for the suit, and your legal plan at best will possibly take your case under contingency if they feel they have a chance to win. And if they don't, they won't take your case. No attorney or plan is gonna represent you to sue someone in a slander case for free. They might do it on contingency if they feel there's a strong chance they're gonna win. Give me a second, I'll be right back. All right, we are back live. We are back live. Yeah, so I checked everywhere. Any known place, and I know everywhere, if there was a rebroadcast happening. Within the regular group of people, and it's not, at least I'm unaware of it. So I'm assuming it's that Miss T allegedly, in my opinion, I think she's the one doing an unlisted stream. Or it could be a public stream. I do not check her channel. I don't go to her channel anymore. I don't need to see any more vile negativity. Well, it would also depend if the suit meets the legal requirements for defamation. Hey, RJ, how are you doing? Yeah, I'm sorry, RJ. I'm going to talk about a few things here in the beginning because I got some information I verified, and I want people to know. But it's going to be positive. I'm going to share some great thoughts about you and some things that have transpired between you and I, good things in a little bit. But yes, RJ is back here. He's a moderator. You can see him in the chat. And I'm going to share a little bit more about RJ in a little bit. But back to the situation at hand here. And RJ, I apologize if this is coming off like I'm feeding in the drama, but I felt as a public service announcement to try to protect people from what's going on here. The information I got from behind the scenes, and it wasn't just one person. I have multiple sources that get me information from groups that I'm not welcome in. And a lot of these people, I guess they feel sorry for me. A few of them, I know who they are, and I've verified who they are. I know who they are. And then there's a few others that are unverified, but they've been sending me similar information. Again, I can't trust information that's coming from an unverified sock account email. What I can trust is if it matches up with verified people that I know and trust, right? So I was made aware that some people feel like they're being played by Miss T. Let's just call her that again. The woman that's previously sued me. They feel they're getting played by her. They feel that she's grifting. And they're starting to notice it. And they're starting to talk about it behind the scenes. There hasn't really been a big, a big stink made about it. Let's put it that way. There hasn't been a big stink made about it on the front lines, at least not yet. If I'm going to be honest, with you people, if you truly feel that you've been slighted by someone like this, then why wouldn't you just call it out publicly? Why wouldn't you just call it out to protect other people in your community and to protect other people on YouTube? Unless you're in bed with this person, which, from what I'm hearing, is that the regular group of people are not in bed with Miss T. And she's actually no longer necessarily a part of the group run by the millennial guy. But I have seen her chat in his chats. And it's also been made aware that she had a wrench by mistake and it was taken away. Okay, we'll just give that the benefit of the doubt. So I heard from behind the scenes, back in the days of my original court case with Miss T regarding the business name, which was a one big troll. That a woman and her now husband, were going to pay for Miss T's airfare if she had to fly out here to appear, because Miss T was initially denied remote appearance. And luckily, when she reapplied for a remote appearance, the judge approved it, the court approved it at the last minute. Or else a couple that at one point pretended to be friends with Don and I were going to pay for her flight out here. And some of the messages I got. Now, the names were blacked out. But obviously, if somebody says, you know, Josh and I were about to pay for her flight during the first court hearing, who's Josh? Coach J? And who's the partner of Coach J? It's you, A. I'm not going to mention her full name, but it's you, ma'am, that starts with the letter A. So, Miss A and Coach J, Miss A is Coach J's wife, you are now stirring it up behind the scenes and complaining that you almost paid for Miss T's flight out here to the Bay Area. Why are you complaining? Is it because now you feel that everything involving her was a scam? In my opinion, everything that she's done is a scam. That's my opinion, ma'am. In my opinion, ma'am, you are a scammer. Now, you can't sue me for slander if I state my opinion as you are a scammer. I'm clearly stating that. Additionally, ma'am, and listen very carefully to me, if you do decide to move forward and file another frivolous lawsuit on me, I will subpoena every single person that I know by name. That includes you, Coach J. That includes you, A. That includes James. Anyone. I know the real name of Joe Buddy. I'll subpoena him. I will subpoena everybody that I know, their real name and where they're at, to come and testify under oath when my attorney asks them, in your best opinion, or in your best answer to your best knowledge, do you feel that Miss T is suing Eli or Elias just to troll on YouTube? Now, how many of you will lie under oath and under penalty of perjury? Because that's exactly what I'm going to do if this moves forward. That's exactly what I'm going to do. I'll subpoena anyone that I know by name. And my attorney will ask all of you, under penalty of perjury, to your best knowledge, do you feel that Miss T filed this suit to troll Eli for content on YouTube? How many of you would perjure yourselves and risk going to jail and being fined thousands of dollars over someone that really doesn't give a shit about you, in my opinion? Now, I don't give a shit if you're watching me on her rebroadcast or someone else's. You're all watching this somewhere one way or another. We got 21 people here, whatever, right? What matters is what moves you make next and what moves I make. But if you want my opinion, the right move is to steer clear of someone that's playing this type of game. Steer clear of someone who's playing this type of game. Because anything you hate about me is minuscule compared to, in my opinion, what she's done and is doing. She is a spammer, in my opinion. She's a scammer, in my opinion. And that's how I feel about it. You can't sue me for my opinion, ma'am. You can't. You can get triggered all you want. You can make all the constant threats you want. But the more and more that you try to push this, the more and more people are seeing your true colors. The more support you're losing. And guess what? The Coach J and his woman and his wife A, that behind the scenes were saying that they were about to pay for your flight out here, and they're glad they didn't. Basically, they're saying you're a scammer in their opinion too. If anything, ma'am, I have a slander and defamation case slam dunk against you. But do I want to spend the money or waste the time and resources to come after you in that way? I really don't. And honestly, I don't know what to think, because the last time I didn't think you were going to do it, and you did it. Now this time it's going to cost you a lot more money, and it's a different situation. You found a loophole to go to small claims court. This is not a small claims issue. And here's the thing. If you sue for this in a small claims court, you're going to have to come out here again. And you're going to have to face the same system where I'll present my case that this woman's been trolling me since the last case. She won't leave me alone. She's been harassing me. And again, I will subpoena people under penalty of perjury and ask them, to their best knowledge, do you feel that Miss T is trolling Eli for content, and then using this content beyond fair use and inciting you folks for donations while creating hate content on him? That's, in my opinion, what is happening. When I said I'm seriously protecting myself, I seriously am. And you know what? I was talking with RJ behind the scenes today. And him and I don't want any more drama. We have moved on for the drama. And this is not about drama. This is about putting it out there and saying, if you do this, then this is what I'm going to do. And at the same time, if you're someone that supports a creator like this, and you don't understand that if they're asking you for money to sue me, more than likely they're grifting, in my opinion. Because every single one of you can donate $100, $200 a piece. That would be willing to donate to her. If you still even are willing to donate to her after what I've been hearing is going on behind the scenes, that still wouldn't be nearly enough money to file this lawsuit. Now, should I really even care about the people I feel are being, in my opinion, played by Miss T? Should I really even care? No. Do I care? I care about people in general. I care about humanity. I care about people being taken advantage of. And despite what you, Coach J and A and other people have done to me, and hey, you know what? I had my moments in the past too. And maybe I did some things I shouldn't have done myself. But I only did those things because I was trying to protect myself. I was trying to defend myself from other aspects. With you, A, you used to be with JB Gunner. And you were with the wrong guy at the wrong place at the wrong time. And I've apologized since that time about the things that I said about you or put you through. But that was because of your association with JB. And you were trash talking me too, A. I still have videos of you trash talking me. And here's the thing, A. Coach Chase put out mad shit about me. And I've got a lot of stuff about you, deleted videos, drunk streams with you and Gunner. I've got all that. Did I ever put it out? No. I could have. I still could put it out. But I'm not going to. So what does that say about my character compared to the character of you folks? But now you're coming out and you're crying and saying, we almost paid for her flight when she first sued Eli last year. What are you crying about? Are you crying about the fact that you almost made a mistake and you feel slighted? Or didn't you realize that at the point that you were going to do that initially if she had to fly out here instead of getting approved for a remote appearance? You didn't realize that back then? Come on. Whatever suits your needs in the moment, right? At this moment, the only reason why you're coming on saying this, in my opinion, is because you hate her more than you hate me, right? But at that point, you hated me more than you hated her. You see how these people flip-flop? They don't even deal with the actual concept, right? These people care about who's slighting them more. And they'll support the person that's slighting them less, even if that person is wrong. It's the weirdest group of people I've ever encountered in my life. Hi, am I on line 365? So, I'll tell you, all you folks that are now starting to talk about, I'm hearing there's a lot of chatter going on, and I'm going to talk about this because I got a big voice out here, and I'm going to use my big voice against somebody that I feel is harming the YouTube community and the internet. And in my opinion, she's a menace to society, in my opinion. I'm entitled to that. So I feel I want to do my due diligence to protect the people with what I know. And with what I know and what I assume is going on, I said assume, I don't know it for a complete fact, but I do know some of it's a fact. People that I know have confirmed certain things, other things they have not. So I don't want to sit here and say everything's 100% fact, but more than likely I believe it to be all true. I'm doing the full trail today, by the way. If you guys want to do the right thing, not for me, forget about me. You want to do the right thing? You want to know what the right thing is to do in this situation? If you feel slighted by this woman, stop supporting her. Stop watching her videos. Stop donating to her. Because here's the thing. If you're conflicted between donating to her to stick it to me because you think it triggers me if you donate to her for stealing my content, like she's probably doing right now, in my opinion, she probably is. I don't know for a fact, but in my opinion, I think she is because there's no other public simulcast, and we'd have more people here if that wasn't happening. So, do you care more about trying to stick it to me when I've done nothing to you, or do you care more to stick it to her by shutting her out? Because either way, I don't care. Either way, I don't care. This is my lesson I'm teaching today. My lesson that I'm teaching today is be careful of who you support and how they ask you to support. If people are asking you to donate money to a legal fund or something, that's a crock of shit usually, in my opinion. I've seen many creators do that on YouTube. It's called grifting. It's not illegal, but it's very unethical. And forget about the fact of whether it's legal or not. It's not about whether it's legal or not. It's not about whether it's legal or not, which is what I'm trying to say. It's about You feeling slighted by someone you thought really cared about you when all they care about is your money. In my opinion, all I feel they give a shit about is your money. I don't care if none of you ever support me, but if you're going to support someone that's flat out lying to you and trying to steal money out of your pocket, in my opinion, then you've got a lot more issues than I initially thought you had. So how's it going, Mile Line 365? And are you still around, RJ? So RJ Sandifer and I have been talking the last few days behind the scenes. We've always been connected behind the scenes, no matter what. And we talked by phone today, and it was a great conversation. Thank you, RJ. I really appreciate the conversation and the time that you took to speak with me. And I started off, I'm not going to share everything. I'll share what I can. And RJ obviously likes the song Nothing Else Matters by Metallica. He shared on this community wall, and we were talking about that too. And I shared a story with RJ that when I was younger, younger, like 14, 15, 16, on the weekend after going to school, like I would want to sleep in on Saturdays. And every Saturday morning, like around 6 a.m., my brother would wake up and he would play electric guitar back then. And that's when that song first came out, Nothing Else Matters. My brother would crank up his amplifier, start playing Metallica's Nothing Else Matters. Doom, 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 doom. Bim, bim, boom, right? So he would start playing that. It was loud. And then, as it gets in the chorus, so close, no matter how far, and nothing else matters. And it was loud. It was loud. All I wanted to do was sleep. But it was interesting because RJ mentioning Metallica's Nothing Else Matters, it reminded me of my younger days. That was very inspirational, RJ. Very inspirational. We're going to hit the observation deck today. So we had a great conversation. It was a wonderful conversation. We talked about the future. He's really big on this new up and coming hype feature for channels with less than 500,000 subscribers, less than 500,000 subscribers. And I told RJ, yeah, I heard about it, I'm waiting for it to come around, and I'd be happy to test it out and use it. I think it's going to make a big difference for smaller creators. I mean, any additional tools that YouTube gives us that helps promote smaller creators, why would you not want to try it out? And RJ was saying the same thing that I've seen around YouTube. People have been like chastising it and criticizing it, but you know how some people are. There are people out there that just give nothing a chance, man. They give nothing a chance. Mm-hmm. And we talked about, possibly doing some content later. And we talked about ignoring the drama. And we talked about, how many times the back and forth has gone and that we don't want it to happen this time. And we're just not going to allow anyone to infiltrate what we're going to try to create. And one thing I didn't tell you, RG, I'll tell you here. Okay? If you and I are doing panel shows together and you put your StreamYard public link in the chat, and people from this former drama group want to come on and try to belittle me, I'll just sit there, stay quiet, and let them belittle me. And when they're done, we can continue our show. So from this point on, like, I'm not gonna, I don't care if guys like Jamie want to come on, or any people who's associated. They've always tried to come on in the past to stir up the pot, right? To try to, knock down what we're creating, right? Because if we were to ever grow past them, then they couldn't use us for cringy, content anymore, right? So, at this point, one thing I didn't tell you on our call, RJ, that I'll tell you right now is that if we do shows together on my channel, obviously I don't let anyone come on. If it's on your channel or other channels and you, Jamie, or somebody else tries to come on to try to keep the Coach Eli hate train going, we'll let you come on. Or if the creator, says, they don't want anyone to come on, that's on them. If they want to bring someone on, despite my wishes, that's their channel. I'll let it go. They can come on. You can sit there and try to trash me all you want and say whatever you want, but I'm going to stay quiet until you say what you got to say, and until either you leave or the host kicks you off and we get back to what we're doing. That's how I'm going to handle it. That's how I should have handled it all along. So, I mean, it's not even going to be worth it anymore, right? Back in those days, back in the days of, it was like three and a half years ago, I was on a channel called Rogue Internet Man. And I went on there on purpose because I knew this guy was going to attack me, because he was in bed with Jamie at that point. And basically, I went on there and he started asking me normal questions. Then he amped it up. Then he started asking me trolling questions. And I kept saying, that's your opinion. And after 2 hours of him asking me trolling questions that he was fed by Jamie and the Legion, the former drama group we used to be a part of, he booted me off his own show because he got triggered that he couldn't trigger me. So that's how we're going to play this game from here on out. You can come on and you can trash me on someone else's channel all you want. I'll just sit there and just stay quiet and let you have your temper tantrum. And when you're done with your temper tantrum, either A, you'll just leave because you didn't get what you wanted, or B, the channel owner or the host will kick you off. That's how we're going to play it. That's how we're going to play it. I swear to God, these people estimate and assume the time I'm going to go live, and they're ready to go live at the same time. A good way to play it, it sounds like they love it when you blow up. Well, this is not about me blowing up my Online 365. This is about them coming in and basically turning RJ against me after me overreacting. So I'm just going to choose to not overreact and not even call them out. I'm going to stay quiet, let them act stupid, and then let RJ see, hey, James, you came on this panel to trigger Eli, and Eli didn't say a thing, right? And then at that point, it'll speak for itself. Now, it's still up to the creator what they want to do. And hopefully they see the right thing to do is to just move on from them, even if they try that. And that's that. That is that. Hi, Eli. Wow, you're early. Yeah, a little bit early. I got out here early. Yeah, Tia, can you do me a favor? Can you try to find out where the simulcast is at? I'm curious. I didn't see any public simulcast. I think that Miss T is simulcasting me unlisted. But it's hard for me to believe if she's doing an unlisted stream, and even some people from the Jamie group, you know, if they're not supporting Miss T, then they're there watching her version of this show. Either that, or he's doing an unlisted stream somewhere. There's something happening underground. You see that? Now they want to go underground, right? Hi, everyone. Good evening, says Just Amanda. Hey, Just Amanda, how are you doing? Welcome. We're doing the full trail today. So, yeah, so RJ is back. And him and I have decided that we're not going to let anything get in the way of our friendship this time. We've said it before, but this time, I mean it. Look, if I do a stream on RJ's channel and people try to come on and troll on the panel, and if RJ wants to let them on, that's on him. I'll just ignore them and wait for them to leave, or RJ to kick him out if he wants. All right? I'm just going to handle it maturely. Yeah, there's definitely something weird because you usually have more people watching, right? Yeah, in my opinion, I think it's Miss T rebroadcasting me unlisted. But from what I hear behind the scenes from multiple people is that there are people in the Legion not happy with her. So where are those people watching the stream, right? Or is this just all one big facade? Right? I'd like to believe that, you know, I've got 2 known sources and 2 unknown sources that are all telling me the same thing about things happening behind the scenes. People are getting tired of Miss T grifting, threatening to sue me, saying she wants to sue me, but she needs to have a legal fund. I have not paid attention. You never know with them. Everything is smoke and mirrors, right? That's all right. What I said earlier, and Tia and Just Amanda, you weren't here. What I said earlier, if somehow Miss T decides to sue me, I will subpoena every single known person in that group. Coach J, his wife A, the real Joe Buddy. I'll subpoena Jamie as well, too. James, because apparently you're not happy with what she's doing, so you can testify on my behalf and say that, yes, she's trolling. I will subpoena every single person in that group that I know by first and last name, and I can look up their address. I will subpoena them and have my attorney ask them under penalty of perjury, to your best knowledge, was this lawsuit filed as a trolling attempt to get views off of Eli's name and get donations off of Eli's name and content? Or was this also a trolling attempt to grift and ask for a legal fund, right? Well, if it actually goes to court, then it wouldn't end up being a grift, because then technically that money could go to the court case, right? But think about it this way. The amount of money it would cost to sue and prove slander and defamation, especially when in my opinion, I have more slander and defamation proof on her, and there are many other people she's gone after that would testify on my behalf. It's funny to me, even a lot of these people that they say they don't really even like me, they can't stand Miss T more. They would testify on my behalf, right? At this point, I've gotten to the point of where I'm tired of her running her mouth. And, I believe it or not, despite what people like Adventure AZ, Dana Channel is saying, and other people that have dealt with Miss T, I feel bad for these people. And I feel everyone needs some form of justice, regarding this woman, because she is unhinged, in my opinion. In my opinion, she is very unhinged and doesn't have a care besides herself and her pocketbook, in my opinion. Can't sue me for my opinion. Everything's been my opinion, right? And you're also a public figure. So, court will take that into consideration. You're a public figure talking about another public figure, yet you're going to sue him for slander when you're slandering him like a million times worse than he would ever slander you. I've never slandered you. All I've done is defend myself. And if this is all one big troll just to get my reaction, trust me, your trolling days are going to be done soon, Miss T. I'm going to make sure of it. I'm going to do whatever I can to end your trolling days. Regardless of what it takes, because I'm tired of you harming people. I'm tired of you harming the YouTube ecosystem. I'm tired of your fake threats just to get attention and get donations, right? I'm tired of you abusing the legal system. In my opinion, you are the biggest abuser of 911 resources, emergency resources, and the legal system. My version of the GNA also stands up for bullies, online and offline. In 2025, we're going to be applying for different resources, including getting better connected with YouTube as trusted flaggers and stuff, and we're going to help YouTube clean up the platform. And trust me, the way my organization is built and the trusted reputation I have with 2 monetized channels in very good standing for many, many years, and the way my organization is being set up, I will get access through YouTube to help them combat this. And once I get that, you can bet your bottom dollar I'll be taking out the trash. I'll be taking out the trash that's harming other people. I'll be taking out the trash. Because in my opinion, that's what a lot of this boils down to, is trash. And here's the thing. The cool thing about it is this, is that if you do sue me, Miss T, I have free attorney services. And part of those attorney services I'm going to use is going to be to prove how you misuse court resources and emergency 911 resources. That's going to be part of my case. And in your case, ma'am, you cannot use past videos that don't involve you of things that I said to other people years before you even knew about me. They'll throw that out. You'll look like a fool. You can try, but it won't work. The only thing that you can try to sue me for is anything that I've done to affect your pocketbook. And honestly, I've not affected your pocketbook. You've actually taken money out of my pocket, in my opinion, with the amounts of my content you use. She abuses YouTube. Having a channel should be respected. She cares about nothing, not even making money off YouTube. You want to know? Here's the thing. No one's actually reported her channel for circumventing. She's circumventing a YouTube ban. She never got her channel back that she sued me for. Now, I'm not reporting her. I've never reported her, and I never will, because what will happen is this woman is so crazy, in my opinion, that once her channel goes down, she will subpoena YouTube and she'll sue Google and subpoena Google and YouTube for the records of who filed a private flag. That's how nutso this woman is, in my opinion. Like, she is one nut job, in my opinion. You are, ma'am. You are a nut job. And that might not be the most professional way to say this, but even if a judge heard me call you a nut job after he knew your whole story, he or she would probably agree. OMG. OMG what, Tia? What's so fun? What's the OMG? What's the oh my God, Tia? I'm just curious. The craziness with Misty. You're probably using speech to text. MISTY instead of MISST. That's funny. That's great. Voice recognition. AI. It's not perfect. Oh, yeah. Yeah. She's been running her mouth about me for 2 years straight, yet she wants to sue me for slander. She initially sued me on a technicality over not having a business license in Redwood City. She tried to find anything, any little loophole, so she can get into a court case with me so she can have content. That's all it boils down to, in my opinion. And if you have free attorney time, which you don't, your attorneys could choose to take your case on contingency, and they won't, because it's not a slam dunk. They're not going to take your case, so that's why you're grifting, in my opinion. I haven't watched your content on it, but I'm hearing from behind the scenes that you're grifting, and that's my opinion. So why would you be grifting for court fees if everything is all taken care of by your supposed legal plan? Because there's not a legal plan on the planet that covers somebody suing someone. Now, some of these companies will take certain cases under contingency based, and they only get paid if they win. If they think they can't win, if they don't feel it's a slam dunk, they won't take the case. And here's the thing, even if they take your case, I get free representation from Legal Shield. I've been with them for a while. I have the trial defense supplement. So the bottom line is I'm covered. It's all good. I'm covered. Tia says, yep. I wanted to put this out there today because I'm just letting everyone know. To your entire audience, Miss T. Now, even you, Silicone J.O., I'll subpoena you under your real name that I know. I will subpoena you, Silicone J.O., if this goes to court. Joe Buddy, I'll subpoena you. James, sorry, man. I know you're probably on the same side here. I hope at least you are. And I'm not in bed with James, but there are some things that we can mutually agree on, even though we're not on the same page about a lot of stuff. We're not working together. But I'd subpoena James too. As a character witness regarding Miss T. And again, and there are more of you too. Oh, yeah. Brutal honest. I know your real name too. I'll subpoena you as well. Scotty, I'll subpoena you too. You know the story. Anyone that has shown their face on YouTube, and I know your real name, and I know how to find your address, and I know how to serve you. And trust me, I'll find all of you. I will serve all of you. And at the very least, you'll have to appear by video and answer under penalty of perjury. To your best knowledge, do you feel that the actions that Miss T has taken towards Eli, including court, are primarily based on trolling him for content? Will you perjure yourselves from Miss T, or despite what you think about either one of us, will you tell the truth? And yeah, if you all want to talk about this, James, you got a show coming up tonight. Apparently, you haven't been on your sock channels today, James. Well, maybe you have. You're noticing a lot more of your content going down using my images, even ones that you've morphed. I assume it's you. In my opinion, it's you. Nothing new today on the socks, right? Can you blame me for standing up for myself over this? I'm tired, man. I'm going to fight this, and I'm going to stop this. And if what I'm hearing is true behind the scenes, that even the Legion is fed up, the former Legion, whatever, you're still the Legion, even the Legion is fed up with Miss T, then publicly show me that that's true. Because I'm hearing that from multiple sources, a few that I trust and know, and a few unverified sources I don't know. So I don't know whether it's to be true or not. I want to trust the people I know, but even they could be lying to me. You never know. Show me some, well, here's the thing, forget about me. Look at the situation. You got a woman, at the very least, is grifting to people that are also a part of your network, James. Will you stand up for those people, or will you not? Will you folks stand up for those people or not? And if you don't stand up to them, I'll just keep making noise until you guys do. How's that? How about I keep talking about this and make noise every day until you do? Right? Because all I want is the right thing to be done for your people and for mine. Because honestly, in this situation, there's a mutual serious issue. And it's not even just you and myself, James. It's also people like Adventure AZ Dana and other people that have been seriously and severely harmed by this woman, in my opinion. Let's see how good and genuine the people of the Legion are in this situation. Forget about me. Do the right thing for the other people. Because even they're starting to call this shit out. Right? Enjoy it while you can, Miss T. Enjoy it while you can. Enjoy it while you can. Because one way or another, whether it's myself taking action down the road or defending myself against your frivolous stuff, one way or another this ends. This is going to end very soon. And you could do me the biggest favor and initiate this, so that way I don't have to pay for an attorney. I got it covered. I would love to use all my free legal trial defense hours to make a fool out of you in court for what you've done to people. And how many people would come forward? Because this situation has nothing to do with business rights. This would have to do with slander and defamation. It has nothing to do with who owns my business, who owns yours. We both agreed that we have rights to coexist. So you can't touch that. You try to bring that up, I will bring up the settlement agreement from the previous case and more other things that are going to be in place sooner than you think that are protecting my version of the GNA. Right? So this is going to be clearly based on slander and defamation. This is going to be clearly based on the facts, right? This is going to be clearly based on other people testifying and either telling the truth or perjuring themselves. And I don't think people would perjure themselves for you. I would hope people wouldn't perjure themselves regardless. But I think if someone had to choose to perjure themselves and go to jail or tell the truth about, in my opinion, you trolling me in court for content, you know what they're going to choose. I'm not playing your games anymore, Miss T. I'm not afraid of you. I'm not scared of you. I could care less. You take action, I'm ready to go, and I will shut you down, and I will do whatever I have to do to protect myself, and I will do whatever I have to do to protect other people that I feel, in my opinion, you're harming as well. And I'm sure this is what I could be wrong, because here's the thing. I got enough resources on my own, and with the protection I have in place for my business and my legal plans and all that, and my family, I've got enough protection to handle this on my own. But I have a feeling I'm not going to be alone here, because despite what these people think about me, what you're doing is far worse than what I've ever done to try to defend myself out here. You're about to get hit by a tsunami. You're about to get hit by an army of people out here that are going to do worse to you than they've done to me. They're going to be talking about you for ages. They're going to run you off this platform. They're going to make your life miserable like they made mine. They're going to do it worse to you, and guess what? You're not going to be able to handle it. My intuition is pretty spot on, and if my intuition is right, which has been right 99% of the time, you're about to get hit, Miss T, by a tsunami of people against you, worse than I've ever dealt with out here. And you know what? At the end of the day, I still have empathy. Even for people like you. I feel sorry for you, Miss T. I feel sorry for you. Because whatever it is that you feel you've been trying to get from YouTube that you feel has been lacking in your real life, I just don't know what to even say. Like, you're coming out here trying to get something out of people that you feel is lacking in your real world. In my opinion, what are you lacking? Are you lacking, attention at home? Are you lacking having a special partner like I have? This is my opinion. Do you do this stuff because it fills the void, in my opinion, of what you don't have at home that I have? And you can criticize my woman, my family all day, every day. You can criticize me any way you want. The bottom line is, I come home. I come home to a wonderful, beautiful woman. She's beautiful to me. That's all that fucking matters. I feel so bad for Dana. What was done to her by Tammy is nothing but evil. Absolutely. In my opinion, there's an evilness within her, among other things. Yeah, no, she's, in my opinion, she's not in their right mind. Nobody in their right mind would do this, in my opinion. And I'm going to be the one that stops it. I'm going to be the one. I don't know what that is. That's not a little snake, is it? I can't tell what that is. That might be like a band or something, but I don't even know what the hell that is. It never usually gets warm enough. I mean, it's not impossible to see snakes out here. But even if they did come out here this time of the year, it's not warm enough for them to be out. It's got to be typically above 80 degrees. They are cold-blooded. They need to sunbathe. But I did see a little mini snake. I think it ended up being a garden snake or a gopher snake, a little baby gopher snake. I thought it was a rattler. I saw one on the trail here, I think it was last year. And I caught it on my live stream, and then I took a picture of it. Yeah, it was really warm that day. Well, folks, we've got about another maybe 10 to 15 minutes to reach our super chat goal. A minimum of 5 donations at $5 minimum each, and Don and I will go live tomorrow from the couch while the election results are coming in, and we'll share our thoughts along the way. I mean, right now it doesn't look promising, and maybe that's for the better, maybe people not donating to want this, maybe that's for the better. Because, in my opinion, things always happen for a reason, and maybe now is not the right time. When the time is right, people will support it. I'm having a hard time seeing the screen here because it's not extremely warm, but it's bright. When you're defending yourself against somebody coming at you, it's not slander, ma'am. You instigated everything involving me. You're the one that started this. You're the one that found out about me through Coach Jay 2 years ago. You're the one that stole my business. I have all those screenshots, ma'am. I've got everything from back in those days. And here's the thing. What you've got is me overreacting to certain people that were attacking me on behalf of other groups back then. And I got a little bit triggered and I said some nasty things to them I didn't mean. And that doesn't involve you, ma'am. Here's the thing. You cannot use my dealings with other people against me in a case that involves you. Now, if those people wanted to do something, that's a different story. You can't sit there and use my past dealings with other people in a case involving you. You know that. Your attorney knows that. I know that. And all I'm going to have to do is prove that you were the first one that started trolling me when you stole my business name, and then you trolled me in court over it, and then I handled it maturely and let you still coexist. I've got everything in folders, digitally labeled. I can print them out. I can send them all to an attorney in less than 5 minutes. I can print them out, bring them to court. I've got everything so organized. I got a file on you that's like 30 gigabytes. Actually, it's more. It's like 50 gigabytes because there's so much content. I got so much content and screenshots of your madness. The amount of postings you've made on me. In my opinion, ma'am, what I would end up doing in a court case with you, ma'am, is I would request a psychological evaluation, because if you're accusing me of slander based on me saying that you're mentally ill, as my opinion, which is my opinion, right? If you're saying that you're suing me for that because it's not my opinion, then I will request you to take a mental competency exam. And I'll take one too. I will request that you take you get a psychological examination, so will I. And let's see what the psychologist says, and when we have them testify. I would be happy to take a psychological exam. And we can have you take one too. And let me tell you something. If you think you're going to beat a psychological exam and try to use cheating tactics, you know, psychologists are trained to spot when you're trying to, you know, hide, you know, certain reactions and stuff. They can ask you certain questions that, you know, will get you to react no matter what. As far as I'm concerned, I'm cool, calm, and collected. I know what I've done. I know what I haven't done. I can answer to anything. How much of the stuff I put out there are you going to answer to? How much longer you want this to go on? I want to create my greatness here with people like RJ Sandifer and other people. I want you to stop harassing everyone on the internet and move on. Now, I hope this is the last time I have to talk about this. I wanted to mention it because I heard some things behind the scenes from some trusted people and some people that are unverified. Not saying that they're not trusted, I just don't know them. They're unverified, but they're telling me similar things as trusted, verified people are telling me. Do the right thing, Miss T, because in the new year, give me a second. Okay. Do the right thing, Miss T, because in the new year, if you keep on using my content and my intellectual property, once it gets copyrighted with the Federal Copyright Office, the United States Copyright Office, then I will sue you in federal court. I will bypass YouTube. I won't even file on YouTube. I won't even file small claims that you will opt out within 60 days. I will go straight to federal copyright court. And I will bring every single piece of content where you violated my intellectual property, where you've defaced my intellectual property, which is a derivative of my work, and you can't do that. Or I will show that you incited donations and you showed a donation ticker of donations you got while using my content. I'm not joking. I am all in. I've got nothing to lose. This is my business and my brand. This is what I want to do. And in a copyright court, I will represent myself. I don't need an attorney. I've got all the evidence. I got all the evidence that I need. Legal Shield won't cover that. And I'm not going to spend the money when I know. In that case, I'm not going to need an attorney. I know fair use. I know copyright law. What am I going to say that an attorney is not going to say? Or what is an attorney going to say that I won't say? I've been dealing with this for the longest time. You can have your attorney there too. You can fight fair use. Ultimately, what matters is what the judge thinks. What I present and how much I present. And I'm going to present literally like 50 gigabits or 50 gigabytes. And you're going to have to prove that this is newsworthy. And I'm going to say it's not newsworthy. This is harassment and hateful and abusive content, which is not covered by fair use. Fair use has to bring new value to the content. You don't bring value to the content, you devalue the content, and I can prove that. So it's not fair use. And the judge will probably say, wow, you got a woman harassing you and defaming you too. Maybe you should sue her for that. Well, one thing at a time, Judge. First of all, I want my intellectual property rights handled, and I want this woman ordered to never, ever, ever use my intellectual property again. And she can pay for damages of what she's done already. And then, when we win that copyright case, then I can hire an attorney with that money. Unless she files bankruptcy and doesn't pay me, then it's all over, right? Once she files bankruptcy, it's all over. She's done, right? So how far are you going to go to troll me, Miss T? Are you going to go bankrupt? Now, that'll be probably your business, right? You'll probably put it through your business, which is why you did that. You'll protect your personal assets. But hey, who says I can't try to come after your personal assets? If I can prove that you got your LLC under illegal pretenses, right? How far do you want to take this? How far do you want to go over a troll? over trolling someone on the internet? How far do you want to go to keep the few friends you have that you think are friends happy, right? Because I am telling you this right now. I don't care what it takes. I'm going to protect everyone from your malicious actions, in my opinion, that you're taking against many people, including myself. I'm going to be the one that stands tall for everyone, and I'm going to build my GNA off of stopping your stupidity. And you can count on that. You do what you got to do. I'm prepared. I'm ready. You're a public figure. I'm a public figure. Let's see who the better public figure is, ma'am. Let's see who's more professional in court if we go there. Let's see what happens to your audience once I subpoena them if we do go to court. I will subpoena the people of your audience to testify under penalty of perjury. What is the reason you donate to Miss T? How come you don't donate to her or go there when she's not talking about Eli? Are you folks going to perjure yourself? And that includes you, Silicone J.O. It's a good thing we found out who you are, because you're getting subpoenaed too. You know, thank you to, not going to mention his name, that basically made me aware of who you are. I was like, wow, okay. Makes a lot of sense. You want to run your mouth? I can run my mouth too, but I will tell you this. I do a much better job of running my mouth because I'm here for the better good of humanity. You folks want to do the right thing before this goes too far? Because I am telling you right now, if this does go to the point of where she does actually file a suit, then you're all getting subpoenaed. Every single one of you that I know is getting subpoenaed. And if you lie under oath, then I will prove that you're lying with other content I have. You're going to have to tell the truth. And when you tell the truth, when they tell the truth about the fact that you are using the court system to troll me, ma'am, in my opinion, you know, let's see how the judge feels about that. You know, the judge could hold you in contempt for that. They can actually, what do you call it? I can't think of the saying, Tia. I'm losing my verbiage for a second. Give me a second here. Oh yeah, that's called a false accusation, right? And a frivolous lawsuit. Frivolous lawsuit and false accusations, right? You know, falsely accusing something of somebody is a crime. It is. It can be. The judge could take action on you. And with the incredible amounts of just things that you've done, not just to me, to Dana, Adventure AZ, and to other people. I've seen you do this to many people, in my opinion. I've seen it, but I'm just going to say in my opinion because you know, you like to spin things out of context. You like to make threats. We talked enough today. I know you are prepared to do what you need to do. Well, that's a no-brainer on who will be more stable. You are the mature one. She won't have a chance. Right. Here's the thing, T. I'm going to wrap up by saying this. I will submit to a mental stability exam, or what do you call it? A psychological evaluation. I will submit personally, Ms. T, I will submit to the courts, to the attorneys, a psychological evaluation. Okay? I would even willingly do it under a court-appointed evaluator. And you'd have to get evaluated too. And let's see whose evaluation, is clear and whose is all over the place. Let's see. I'm not saying anything. It could be that we're both in the clear. Right? In my opinion, I think your psych eval would destroy your case. So I'm coming in being proactive and saying, I'm willing to take a psych. You know what? Here's the thing. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I think what I'm going to probably do by the end of the year or in the new year, I think I'm just going to go and pay one time to get a psych evaluation. And then I'm going to publicly put out the results. Okay? I think I'm going to end up doing that at some point. Anyway, I got to get going. It's we're at 92 minutes. I did 3.5 miles today and a little bit. I did probably almost 4 miles. I walked around. I did the full trail. I feel really, really good. I'm getting out earlier. "92 minutes, an hour and 32 minutes. I'm going to go. Before I go, if you don't want to be taken as a victim of a grifter, of a liar, of somebody who's scamming you, in my opinion, you can always pull away. Your hatred for me doesn't have to override your better judgment to protect you from somebody that's scamming money out of you, in my opinion. Have a great evening, Eli, everyone. Enjoy your night. Have a good one. Take care. And as always, be good to each other.